What's up, everybody? I'm Sly The Movie Guy, and here's my movie review of Mission Impossible Fallout, directed by Christopher McQuarrie. Excuse me if I pronounced the name wrong. The director of Mission Impossible Rogue Nation. And this film stars Tom Cruise, Ving Rhames, Rebecca Ferguson, Henry Cavill, Angela Bassett, Simon Pegg, and the rest of the other cast and crew. And in this film, Ethan Hunt and his IMF team, along with some familiar allies, race against time after a mission gone wrong. I'm a big fan of the Mission Impossible film series, and this is the sixth film. I really like the different directors' takes on each of the installment. Like the first one was directed by Brian De Palma, then the second one, John Woo, then the third one, J.J. Abrams, then Brad Bird did Ghost Protocol, and Christopher McQuarrie, like I said, he's doing the film series. He'll be the first director that directed back-to-back Mission Impossible films. So I was very curious what his take is on it, because like I said, each Mission Impossible films have a different style to them with different director takes, and I wanted to see a different director, but when I heard this director is coming out, like, okay, he did good with Rogue Nation, let's see how he do with this film. And I'll say I really enjoyed this film. I really love it. Is it like is it what I say is like the best out of the Mission Impossible film series? I don't. I gotta look at the other ones again, like Rogue Nation, for example. I seen Ghost Protocol. I really loved that film. It really was one of my favorites. And Mission Impossible 1, because that was more suspense, and I like how that film started it all. This one was really good. There's a lot to talk about. Let's start the good of it. The storyline I really was so invested in. It really kept you guessing on everything. Like in the beginning of the movie, I really didn't know what was going to happen until things end up happening. I was like, oh. And then the things like when the mask comes off, if you're familiar with the Mission Impossible film series, you know when a person like wears a mask, then the person takes it off, it surprises you. This movie does that, because at times I really felt like that. And the Mission Impossible films actually really do well on that. And it's like the spy of it, and you can really feel the vibe of it. And I really enjoyed that part about the movie. It really kept me guessing. And one of the things I like when it kept you guessing is whose side is one of the people's on, wherever the person's on. Because in this movie, you can really see that as the storyline goes along, when Tom Cruise teams up with people or anything, like when he talks to people and stuff, you don't know which side they on. You think they're the villain, and it keeps you guessing. And I thought this movie really did that well. And Christopher McQuarrie does a phenomenal job at that. He was a screenwriter, and the other guy's screenwriter, I can't remember his name. They really did good on the writing in this movie, and it really kept you investing. There was not really a single dull moment in this film. It was really kind of fast-paced, and I really like that about this film. It really kept you going, like, you really never got bored. I really never felt bored, and I watched this movie 2 times just to see it again, to get familiar with it, because the first time I was like unsure what was going on certain parts, and the second go around I was like, oh yeah. So the second viewing, I had to look at that again, just see the storyline, how it was formed, how it was coming along. Let me talk about the action. The action here, what I say is the best action, like out of the Mission Impossible. I can say it has some of the best action pieces, like where it felt like investing and it felt real. What I mean by that is there was barely no green screen. Like Tom Cruise, he always do his own stunts, and I say Tom Cruise as Ethan Hunt does great stunt work. Like him running on the buildings and stuff, that was really good. I actually like bought into like this guy can actually do it, and Tom Cruise is really up to age. He's really like in around his 50s or 60s. So I'm kind of curious, does this man have a 20 or 30-year-old body? How did he do this? I just really like how Tom Cruise does his own stunts. And if you've seen on last year's when the news or something said he broke his leg on one of the scenes, there was a scene like that where that scene where he does run, and I was curious, I'm like, did he break his leg on that? And you can really actually tell that Tom Cruise is really pumping his heart out and sweat. You can really feel that this man really enjoys what he's doing. And I really give props for Tom Cruise for that. He really does a phenomenal job as Ethan Hunt. I really like this character. He felt He's like the same character. I really like bought into his character from the Mission Impossible 1. And the fourth one, you really can feel it, the character Ethan Hunt. And when you're trying to get the job done and stuff, you really bought into it. I love this other character, Simon Pegg and Ving Rhames. Simon Pegg and Ving Rhames, they're like they're great characters. I really like their characters a whole lot. They were really, really good. That's the things I can say. Simon Pegg really does a phenomenal job here. Let me get back to the action. The more on it, the bathroom scene. I love the restroom, bathroom. You get what I'm saying. Restroom, bathroom scene is one of my favorite action scenes. It really never felt like quick cuts or anything, and that just all the action. The action never does quick cuts like that. It really elongates, and where you can see that, and you can be invested in it. Now, some scenes do linger on, like the long car scene or something. One of the things in the middle where it's like a chase scene with the cars and all that. I wanted to see a little a different style to it. Some of y'all might not be bothered with it, and it didn't bother me, but I wanted to see like different action scenes. Cause we've seen a lot of car scenes of action where it's have different action things. You know what I'm saying? I want to see a little bit where it can be unique. But it was fine. I still enjoyed it. It's just I want to see something different, see something more with that. And but the helicopter scene is one of my favorite parts. It was one of the things I really like. It was wow. I couldn't believe where Tom Cruise in his final battle where they try to on a race of time complete this mission, and Tom Cruise doing with the helicopter scenes and all that. Those were great. Those are great things I really liked about it. All the action stuff was never it was quick cuts and nothing. It was not shaky cam. It was smooth, and the camera work was really, really good. This is the best camera work I've seen in an action film, and some action movies don't quite do that well, make you get invested and all that. Now let me read back to the characters. I know I kind of went in the middle of Simon Pegg and Ving Rhames. The other characters do well, Henry Cavill does really great. I was really surprised how good he does in this film. He's a good actor. I liked him as Superman, all that, but here he really does good. I really bought into his character. And other characters like Rebecca Ferguson, great. Those two did really good in this film. And I think this movie just was so good. This is I was just surprised. I've seen this movie 2 times, and I loved it even more the second time. This is just a great movie. It's fun, action. This will not disappoint you. You will not waste your money. I say check this out. Mission Impossible is a great movie. I just had little problems with the only problems I did have with it is some of it the villain's part. The villain here was good at some parts. I really and part of that was a twist that I didn't know was going to happen. So there was one of the things that was just there, and I was okay. The character, the guy they looking for, John Lark, it's kind of a mysterious villain. It kind of worked in this film, so it didn't really make it a weak villain. It just, all the other parts kind of cover up the main antagonist in this film a little bit, and kind of can probably feel say, a weak villain. Not bad at all. It was just okay, it's fine. Anyway, this is great movie. That's just one of the issues I have with it, but this movie was a blast from start to finish. I really enjoyed Mission Impossible Fallout. There's a lot to talk about, but I'm just going to leave it as that. Mission Impossible Fallout absolutely gets a solid A in my book. Let me know in the comment section down below, what is your favorite Mission Impossible movie? Like I said, is this one of my favorite Mission Impossible films? Is it the number one or the greatest? I don't know. I have to watch some of the other ones to see where I settle in with my opinion. But like I said, it's one of my favorites with Ghost Protocol and Rogue Nation and the first Mission Impossible. Number 2 and 3 are kind of right there. Number 3 is kind of little. But anyways, they all good. I love the series. Let me know what your favorite Mission Impossible action scene and film series. Just let me know in the comment section down below. Anyways, guys, if you like this video, click thumbs up. Or if you're new to the channel, click subscribe. I can see you next time on Sly the Movie Guy. Peace.